Hello, my name is Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today I'm going to be seeing Minions. Now, as per tradition, mentioning the first movies, because this is technically a spin-off of the Despicable Me series. First Despicable Me. Honestly, I really like that one quite a lot. I thought it was well acted, I thought the story was original enough, and I thought that the characters were really nice and they interacted with each other well, and I thought it was a pretty good movie. And yeah, definitely a classic, basically. The second one, kind of disappointing. It kind of lowered its standards a little. It involved the Minions a little more, even though they were in some sort of subplot. It still decided to involve them a lot in everything, just because of their unbelievable power, I guess. And yeah, that movie felt definitely like a downgrade. Instead of feeling like a fun for the whole family kind of event, it felt more like a just for kids kind of movie. Like just the story and the characters and how they were all kind of dumbed down, and the plot was like was really easy to see through, even for a kids movie. But they were like building up on it like it was an amazing twist. And yeah, it just felt like a kids movie, and it was kind of disappointing, but not really bad. Definitely, I would have preferred it if they scaled back on the Minions a little, though. That was my main problem with it. This movie is entirely the Minions, so I guess they've gotten so powerful that they now require their own movie. I'm not entirely sure how you can keep them going like that for 90 minutes. This could possibly be like one of the worst things I see this year. Just because they were designed to be side characters, and I don't know, unless they do some major overhaul changes, I am not sure how they're going to transition into main characters like that. So yeah, in my opinion, this is going to blow. This movie blows. It is. Okay, it's not terrible, but it's flawed. You know how with Penguins of Madagascar, it's kind of a stupid concept. It's a spin-off movie of the Madagascar series, taking some side characters who weren't really meant to be main characters and giving them their own movie. But surprisingly, they actually wrote it pretty well and gave it a lot of heart and added some character dynamics into there. This movie does none of that. The characters are pretty much interchangeable. You have three main guys, Kevin, Stewart, and Bob, and you can tell them apart based on their slight their slight physical properties and basic personalities, like super basic, pretty much the definition of one-dimensional personalities that don't really change or do anything throughout the movie. Just like the second film, it feels more like a just-for-kids kind of movie. Not really challenging anybody on any particular level. Not seeming to have a point most of the time. Like, it just kind of wanders off from one thing to the other. Admittedly, that did help. I didn't know where it was going most of the time, so it wasn't predictable. But, a lot of the stuff seemed just being random for random's sake. And that's most of the jokes. Like, not quite Family Guy-esque humor, but, still just kind of like, what? Okay, that's happening now. Yeah. And then there's like really weird stuff in this. Like, this was plastered all over the trailers. the fact that the minions weren't created in a lab like you'd assume. They were evolved naturally from like microbes, and that's really strange. Like, incredibly strange. I remember first seeing that trailer and being like, what the fuck? And also the fact that they had like an active part in the Napoleonic Wars and stuff, and making you think like, oh, so they're clearly trying to avoid this question too. But so if they didn't retreat to that ice cave during the Napoleonic Wars, does that mean they would have ended up working for Hitler? Because it's not very funny. They would have worked for Hitler just then. That's really terrifying, actually. So, speaking of trailers, the trailers lied. I'm not going to say what about, because it was actually kind of a nice reveal when it actually happened, but they lied nonetheless. Shame on them. Shame on trailer for actually giving me a pretty decent surprise, but it still lied. Lying isn't good, kids. And until next time, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you have been watching A Dire Situation.